All right, we will call to order the Tangipahoa Parish School Board meeting for June 16th, 2026, 6 o'clock p.m. Miss Amanda, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Anthony?
Here.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Present.
Miss Abrams?
Here.
Miss Dominguez?
Present.
Mr. Duncan? Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Piazza?
Here.
Miss Richards?
Present.
And Mr. Toller.
All right, item B is the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Moore, will you
Got to
lead us,
lead
please?
everybody to the punch.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item 2A is consider adoption of the Tangipahoa Parish School Board meeting minutes for June 2nd, 2026.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Toller and a second by Mr. Piazza. Do we have any opposition to approving the minutes? Hearing no opposition, motion carries. Item B, consider adoption of the Finance Committee meeting minutes for June 2nd, 2026.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Westmoreland and a second by Ms. Abrams. Any opposition to adopting the committee report? Hearing no opposition, motion carries. Item C, consider approval of the public notice meeting minutes for June 2nd, 2026.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Mr. Piazza
Second.
and a second by Ms. Dominguez. Any opposition? All right, hearing no opposition, motion carries. Item D, consider adoption of the Tangipahoa Parish School Board DRC appeal meeting minutes for June 2nd, 2026.
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Piazza
Second.
and a second by Mr. Westmoreland. Any opposition to approving those minutes? Hearing no opposition, motion carries. And item E is consider approval and adoption of the 2026 millage rates.
Out of an abundance of caution, can we read that? Can the full resolution be read? Because there's there's an indication it may have to be read before it's motioned and adopted. So that's all right. Would you like for me to read it, or would you like to read it?
No, you can read it. That's fine.
You need me to make it larger?
One
This is
click,
item
maybe?
E we're referring to.
There we go. Be it resolved that the following millages are hereby levied on the 2026 tax roll of all property subject to taxation by Tangipahoa Parish School System, Constitutional District Number 100, key millage 107047, millage rate 4.06 mils. The Hammond District 1 Hammond Magnet School Tax, millage key 1070085, millage is 15 mils. Be it further resolved that the proper administration officials of the parish of Tangipahoa, state of Louisiana, be and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as hereunto set forth upon the assessment roll of said parish for the year 2026, and to make the collection of taxes imposed for on behalf of the taxing authority, according to the law, that the taxes herein levied shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth, and collection therefore shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law. The foregoing resolution was read in full. The roll call is now ready to be called. That vote was the Finance Committee, so now the full board does need to vote on this tonight, and that's the official vote.
Got it. All right, we have a motion and a second, correct? On item E?
Who motioned it?
I motion.
You motioned?
We'll do it again.
Okay,
Okay, I think it was a motion by Mr. Piazza and a second by Mr. Westmoreland for item E.
got it.
All right. And because this one's a millage, we'll go ahead and do a roll call vote on this one if you don't mind.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Miss Abrams?
Yes.
Miss Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Miss Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to financial updates, and item A is the May check register, and Mr. McNeely will present.
All right, you have the May check register. I didn't receive any questions. If you have any, if you would, please email me. The total for the register was $20,736,000. And usually the question is, how in the world can we spend that much money in a month? But realize part of that is the taxes that we collect that are being paid out to the town of Amite and to the city of Hammond and to all the other taxing entities.
Do we have any questions, comments from the board? All right, having no discussion, we'll move to item B, which is a monthly financial report or update for April 2026.
Okay, our general fund balance sheet, as of April 30th, 2026, we have $41 million in pooled cash. And our total fund balance is $37 million, which includes $25 million that is unreserved and undesignated. The rest of it is restricted. All right. Our general fund financial statement is the next sheet. We have a budget of $200 million for revenue. We have collected $164 million thus far, and our $35 million remaining, which gives us an uncollected amount of 18%, which is dead on for having 2 months of collection remaining. And then if you would like, I can go through each expenditure, or I can skip down to the bottom. And we have budgeted $220 million of expenditures. We've expended $166 million thus far, leaving $54 million for the final 2 months, which 25%, so we're good. That's a good variance, not the wrong direction. For all funds, which includes the general fund and all of our special revenue funds, capital outlay and everything, our cash on hand is $147 million compared to $164 million June of 25. I'm going to say that the decrease in cash is because we have these construction projects going, so the money that accumulated in capital outlay is being expended now. And we have a total fund balance of $276 million at this time. If you look at the revenue, the budget's $316 million. We've collected $239 million, leaving $77 million with an amount remaining of 24%. You said, well, Jeff, you said it's supposed to be 18%. That's too high. Yes, but if you look, the bulk of that is federal funds, and it takes a little while for those federal funds to come in. So we probably have more than 2 months worth of federal funds out there waiting to be collected. Our total expenditures for the all funds is $334 million. We've expended $235, leaving about $100 million, and that's 30%. So once again, we have a favorable variance remaining for those funds.
All right, do we have any questions or comments regarding the budget? All right, no questions or comments. We'll move to item C, which is the sales tax update.
Our 2 cent sales tax was up 4.42% for this past month. I never thought I'd be in a world where I was disappointed that we only got a 4.4%, but it's been running so good. But 4% historically is a really good number for growth. So we're still on pace, it looks like, for about a 9% variance over last year for sales tax. So continue to shop at home. And our EFID, which is our half-cent tax, it also was up 4.2%, but it is up 11% for the year.
September just seems to be a bad month. If you look at those reports, that's our lowest ones, is September. On this one, it's 3.18. On the other one, it was like 0.77. September's a rough month.
That's because they spent it all in August for.
Back to school.
Back to school.
Yeah.
You know?
They didn't have anything left.
I just noticed that. Like, if you look back, it's September every time. So.
We make it up in November and December, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right. Any other questions, comments? All right, with no other questions or comments, we'll move to, item 4, board actions. And item A is consider approval to allocate the state differentiated compensation allocation for school year 25-26 to fund one-time stipends for teachers with a highly effective summative performance rating in accordance with Louisiana Department of Education guidelines. Dr. Fussell or Mr. McNeely?
This is the differentiated pay that we get from the state, and you need to vote on how it was allocated. This is the money that was used to pay the highly effective stipends.
We have a motion to approve by Mr. Westmoreland and a second by Mr. Piazza. And again, we'll probably do a roll call vote this time. Do we have any questions or comments before we go to voting? Nope. All right, Ms. Amanda, we can go ahead and do a roll call.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Right, item B is consider authorizing superintendent to execute servitude at Ponchatoula High School for Bell South Telecommunications, Inc. for $1,000.
Bell South still a thing?
This has to do with the roundabout that's going in on 22, and Bell South had to relocate some equipment, so they reached out to us wanting to expedite it, and I said, well, the board actually has to approve this, so they're giving us $1,000 to have their equipment underground. I think it's still kind of in the state right away, but
They're giving us $1,000. Is that, okay. All right.
We'll
Got it.
make a motion to accept.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Dominguez
second.
and a second by Mr. Westmoreland. And we will go ahead and do a roll call vote on this too, please, Ms. Amanda, unless we have some questions or comments beforehand. Nope. Hearing nothing, we can go ahead and do a roll call, please.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Item C is consider approval of the lowest bid for Kentwood High School campus-wide roof replacement, Roofing Solutions, $267,700, with adding a contingency of $26,770. That's Mr. McNeely again.
The architect's estimate on this was $388,500. With all of the alternates, it's $267,700. The alternates, alternate one is for the removal and replacement of roofing assembly on the remaining buildings. Alternate two is to replace interior ceiling damage that was done during Ida. And alternate three is for $23,000 for the removal and replacement of mod bit roof. So this will take care of all of our roofs at Kentwood High, so administration recommends awarding all three alternates to the lowest apparent bidder, which is, I think you already called them out,
And is this going to be
Roofing
shingled roof?
Solutions.
I'm sorry, is this going to be shingled roofs, or is this going to be, I know at one point we had clay, it's not the clay roofs, is it?
It was the main building.
That's already been done.
Now, these are shingles. There may be some metal roofing in here on the back side of the gym, but it's not the clay that's on top of the main building.
All right. Do we have a motion?
This is coming out of the Hurricane Ida funds.
That was gonna be my question. All right, we have a motion by Ms. Richards.
Second.
All right, we have a second by Mr. Toller.
Jeff,
I think that should say to the judge
Go ahead.
too, right?
Was that?
Does it have to say pending judge approval?
I don't believe so, because
This one.
Hurricane Ida funds, those were all approved in one order for those type of damage.
logistically on this, Holly and Smith is the architect on the project. Did CSRS also put together the packet for us? I'm just trying to figure out how many layers of, like, who's going to do the supervising of the project?
Let me find out, and I will get back with you on who's being paid to be the project manager on the actual project.
I'm just trying to figure out logistically how we,
I believe in this one that CSRS was basically supervising Holly and Smith on the project. Because Theron,
We have Theron.
but this may have been a Theron project. I don't know for sure. Do you see something with CSRS on it?
no, I
Okay,
didn't.
I think this project was a Theron project.
Good.
Any other questions, comments? All right, with no other questions and comments, we'll go ahead and call for a vote, please, Ms. Amanda.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, having technical difficulty. Bear with me. All right, I'll read it from here. The only thing I can't tell if it's an action item, but it's, item D is the Independence Leadership Academy Phase 2 8 classroom addition, and my assumption is this is a motion to approve?
This is consider approval to award to the low bid of Guy Hopkins Construction Incorporated for $2,667,000 for the Independence Leadership 8 classroom addition. The original court-approved amount on this was $3.7 million, so we're about $1 million beneath.
About how many dollars, I'm sorry?
It's $2,667,000, and then a 10% contingency of $266,700. But the original budget, court-approved budget on this was $3.7 million. So this is another project that's come in $1 million cheaper than originally. And this was done by, the design was done by Domain Greenleaf Architects.
All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All right, motion to approve by Ms. Abrams and a second by Ms. Richards. Any discussion, comments, questions?
Miss Amanda, could you pull that green thing back up?
Yeah, that's what I was,
Have we
This-
worked with Guy Hopkins Construction before? I don't recall that name.
that was my question. Do we have any local bidders that were in this pool? I see.
But state law does not allow a local preference on these type of projects.
Just wondering if we have any, like references for this company. I never heard of them.
License numbers with their.
They have a Louisiana license, contractor's license number. That's their,
I did speak with a few of the other contractors, and they said that this guy does do great work, so.
Okay, good.
I would be concerned if that bid came in at 1.3
Yeah.
and everybody else was at 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, but they're all, there's a good pattern right there.
Yeah. That was my question. I've never heard the name. I'm like, okay.
All right. Any other questions, comments?
Conservative on.
All right, we can go ahead and call for vote, please.
Mr. Anthony,
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland,
Yes.
Miss Abrams,
Yes.
Miss Dominguez,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Piazza,
Yes.
Miss Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Toller. Motion passes.
All right, item E is consider approval of CEA Cooperative Endeavor Agreement with the Tangipahoa Parish Sewer District 1. Mr.
Right.
McNeely?
If you remember, we did something similar with this at Ponchatoula High School, where we were the recipient of the grant and we partnered with the sewer district. Now the sewer district is the recipient of the grant, and we're partnering with them, and this is going to close 2 of our sewer treatment plants and consolidate them into the to one of their plants. I think it says on there. We asked for approval for the superintendent to execute the cooperative endeavor agreement. Our portion is $274,000. The sewer districts is $726,000 of a total $3.8 million project. And this gets us out of the sewer business at Hammond Eastside Lower and Hammond High School. And I do see that it's going to be consolidated into the Green Acres Regional Wastewater Plant.
Motion to accept.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Piazza
Second.
and a second by Ms. Dominguez. Coincidentally, I've heard a lot about the sewer at Hammond Eastside Upper. This has nothing to do with that project?
We
Okay.
believe we have that resolved, that we met with the owner of the other property 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I think we have that, ball's in his court.
Got it. All right. Any other questions, comments? All right, we can go ahead and call for vote. Ms. Amanda?
Mr. Anthony,
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland,
Yes.
Miss Abrams,
Yes.
Miss Dominguez,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Piazza,
Yes.
Miss Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Toller.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, item F is consider a,
Trent.
whoa, sorry.
I'm going to ask for item F to be tabled because I've had some concerns where a local business asked to be notified when the RFPs came out, and also I asked several times to be made aware, and since then I've talked to some of the principals about the service at the schools, and they were not pleased. So I think that we should look a little closer into it.
Okay, let's go ahead and, if you don't mind, I'm going to read it out, and if you want to make a motion to table, and
Okay.
then we can have a discussion at that point if we get a second. So item F is to consider awarding the pest control bid to RPC Solutions for the 26-27 school year. And Ms. Richards has motioned to table. Do we have a second?
We don't have a motion on the floor to table.
Oh, we do not?
You gotta wait.
Well, after having read it, do you want to make a motion?
Yes, yes, I'd like to make a motion to table it, to investigate it a little further.
Okay, we have a motion to table. Do we have a second?
Second.
I'm sorry, Mr. Moore provided the second for that motion. Now we can have a discussion if anybody wants to mention anything regarding
What were
that.
you concerned? What, is it for the people that we were gonna give it to?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I think the concern was that there's some companies.
Motion to table is non-debatable.
So we got to have a vote on it.
All right, let's go ahead and call to vote the motion to table.
Can I ask a question real quick before?
Yes.
It's not a, do we know who's currently doing it right now? Like, is it the company that?
So it's split,
The
it's split
same.
between Bay and RPC, yes? And with this, our recommendation was to give it all to RPC, because Bay is the company that we receive complaints on. But I do share the concern that if someone has asked to be part to receive it, I maybe would ask that you'd rescind your motion and second to table, and instead reject all bids and ask us to go out for to re-quote it to where everyone has an opportunity.
Okay, okay, so we're gonna
Rescind your-
rescind that motion, and then ask for it.
I'll motion.
We have to vote it?
Just vote no, and it won't be tabled.
Okay,
And then we can remove it.
okay.
Then
If we
then
gotta
you
have a vote.
just make another motion.
Yep.
You want
Because if you table it, it just goes on the next
That's true.
agenda. But
Yeah.
if you reject it, then we can go back and.
Okay.
Let's vote on the motion
Well,
to table.
can her motion be can they both withdraw their motion and she motions to reject the bids?
Not if there's a second.
Okay,
Do the roll call.
let's go ahead and call the roll call vote then.
Okay.
Mr. Anthony?
No.
Mr. Westmoreland?
No.
Ms. Abrams?
No.
Ms. Dominguez?
No.
Mr. Moore? Mr. Piazza?
No.
Ms. Richards?
No.
Mr. Toller?
No.
Perfect.
And going back 35 years, I've never seen that done. I've never seen somebody who made the motion and second vote no.
I'm not sure, Jack.
I know, like, huh?
Having civics class today, people, that's awesome.
I'll make a motion to reject the administration's
Yes.
recommendation
And to send out for rebid.
And
Yes.
and rebid.
All right. So we have a motion to reject administration's recommendation by Mr. Toller and a second by Ms. Richards. And we can go ahead and call for vote on that, please. After you're caught up. Take your time.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yeah, I saw
Ms.
that number.
Dominguez?
They missed a comp.
I went out of
Mr.
order.
Dominguez?
Ms. Dominguez.
I'm out of order. Ms. Dominguez?
Yes, they're distracting over
I
there.
didn't even say nothing.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Distracting us.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
They were having a conversation.
Mr. Toller?
I'll split y'all up.
Like I say,
Motion
I'm going
passes.
to have to intervene here shortly.
She got A's in
What's funny is
contact
we
and
were having
conduct.
a conversation.
I wasn't gonna
She
hit
was
the gavel
eavesdropping
on a bunch
conversation.
of
It became
adults.
an issue.
Heard my name, 'cause y'all were talking.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Y'all were talking.
I blame, I think, I agree with Mr. Dominguez. I think
Yeah,
it's-
she was sitting over here quietly, for the record. But anyway, and the people at home can hear who's talking and who's not. Anyway, that being said, we'll move to item G, which is consider approval to declare assets surplus and no longer needed for public purpose and authorize their disposal via public auction.
So move.
Second.
All right, did y'all need to
I would
hear
just
any-
note, Mr. Moore, if you look at the first 16 items, these are school buses that are currently stored at Greenville Park that will be auctioned off and moved.
That'll create some space.
I meant to say that before the motion so you could do
So
that.
we'll
but
need a
that's-
smaller parking space.
All right, Ms. Amanda, you saw, I
remainder.
don't know if you heard, Mr. Toller made a motion and Mr. Piazza seconded this motion.
Yes, sir.
And now we can go ahead and discuss.
Question, I know it's going to surplus auction. Who are we going to use? We're going to pair up with the parish's auction?
We use a third-party auction. If you want to help, Charlie, you're welcome to come up here. They take the pictures, and it's all online. So, correct? Isn't that what
If
you're
you
telling me?
want to use bus, come on down.
Any hard questions are for Mr. Jinko and Mr. Kirkland.
We're using Ginn Auction Company, and it'll be on July 18th. It's online, or you obviously can go to Jennings where their place is. But it'll be all pictures taken of the buses, and when we'll put this advertisement out, and so individuals can go see the buses and inspect them before they put a bid on them.
What's the website though?
It is bid.ginn, GUINN.com.
And when is that advertisement going out?
It will go out on Friday the 19th and Friday the 26th.
Friday the 19th. Thank you.
This is the company that we've used in the past, and we've had really good luck
I'm
with
not. I've had people ask me before.
I'm just asking that for the hospital purposes, because we're always looking for avenues of salvage and stuff.
Gotcha. And I will remind board members that board members nor their families may participate in the auction.
We may?
May not.
May not.
Dang.
That's what I just told you.
But no, I've had a bunch of people ask me that when we did it last time, and I didn't know, and I just wanted to make sure we at least know the advertisement.
Right. And I've done the field auctions that we've had at the parish, and you get $500 or $800 or whatever. You get substantially more money by putting these out online like this.
Are you gonna be the one being the auctioneer? Are you gonna get to do that?
Nope.
Oh.
I don't talk a lot.
All right, for item G, any other questions, comments on this item? Okay, no other questions, comments? Miss Amanda, you can call for vote, please.
Mr. Anthony,
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland,
Yes.
Miss Abrams,
Yes.
Miss Dominguez,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Piazza,
Yes.
Miss Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Toller.
Yes.
Motion passes.
You wanna buy a bus, now's the time.
All right. Yes.
Did anybody say where Miss Dilly is tonight?
Nobody said.
I'm sorry, she'd asked for us.
Oh, yeah, sure. I will. Ms. Stilley is away at the state superintendent's meeting, which I believe is being held in Lake Charles. She was out until, I think she returns home tomorrow evening, correct? Okay, gotcha. So she's not just playing hooky. She's actually at something important. In fact, I think she had a speaking role there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to move on to item H, which is consider approval to refer policies JC, DAF, bullying and hazing, and JDG, Code of Online Conduct, to the Policy Committee. Mr. Piazza.
Yes, I know summertime's kind of when we look at doing some things with policy, especially when it comes to our discipline. Last year, noticed that we had a lot of cyberbullying kind of going on, and so me and Mr. Anthony had talked over the year prior and kind of said we want to take a look at this to see if we can maybe put some more teeth in our cyberbullying, because guys, we know that bullying's not also one-on-one anymore. It's now becoming harassment because these kids have this phone in their pocket 24 hours a day, and they're getting real creative. I mean, we've getting videos with people's likeness and some very, very nasty stuff. And so we as a board, or me and Mr. Anthony, would like to take a look at this and see if we could come up with maybe some options that could give our administrators some tools in their toolbox to address this on our campus. So I'm referring it to policy for a deeper dive.
All right, would you like to make the motion?
I would. I'd like to motion to refer these to policy.
All right, motion by Mr. Piazza. Do we have a second? All right, I heard Mr. Westmoreland first, so I'll say second for Mr. Westmoreland. Do we have any questions or comments from the board members regarding this? I do want to echo what Mr. Piazza is saying. I think one of the major concerns that we have is, bullying used to be in a group of 5 or 6. Well, now it takes place and people share it on social media, and that 5 or 6 becomes 500 or 600. And I think there's not many policies in the state that I can find that we can model this off of, but we might be the kind of the flagship leading this cause and making sure that we have a pretty harsh consequence for those who are tormenting their classmates. And it's an epidemic. So any other questions or comments regarding
Mr. Glenn, is there any, state laws that prohibit us from doing anything as far as cyber stalking or bullying?
Not if it's inconsistent with state law, we can.
We have found a couple that we can model this policy off of. Some of them are coming from other places, though. Like, there's not many in the state of Louisiana. And if you look at our website, there's many mentions of cyberbullying, but I don't see anything that there's actually any kind of any way to discipline a student when they participate. It suggests against it and things like that.
But do you want to send it to forethought?
Yeah, we can. I don't know if Ms. Amanda may have already done that. Have you, any chance you sent that to forethought? I don't know if we've discussed this, you and I. Well, I might ask you to check that out too.
I can send it to LSBA.
There you go. They might have something by now. And if not, we'll find our own
Yeah,
language.
because doing some homework, I know outside the state, they've had a few different options, maybe like your tech hubs, but Louisiana as a whole have not really made a ruling on it yet. But like I said, it is something that does need to be discussed because it is becoming a major issue. Like you said, I mean, back in the day, you had a problem with the kids, you just took care of it when you were in the classroom. Now they've got 24-hour access. It's more harassment now than it is anything. So,
Yep. All right. No other questions or comments. We can go ahead and call for vote on this one too, please.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Toller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Item I is consider approval to enter into a contract with CRI Advisors Internal Audit. This is Mr. Piazza as well.
Yeah, so I've spoken to a few people on the board, and we've had a lot of moving parts in the last few years. And with everything coming down from the governor and with the Fed and all that good stuff that's happened this year, I wanted to bring this to the board as something I've been working on is doing an internal audit on our staffing. And this is across the board. We've added new positions. We've gotten rid of new positions. This is really just as a board to get a look at where we are currently sitting in our staffing. Right now, it's at central office, and I think had recommendations on possibly looking at family services as well. With us getting a new superintendent and a good amount of new board members potentially, it would also give us the ability to hand over those individuals with a clean bill of health of where we sit with our staffing. Hopefully, we find that we are staffed exactly where we need to be. But the company that I have found that I've done a lot of research with is going to be CRI, which I have a representative from the company here tonight, Miss Amy, which if you would like to come up and kind of give your spiel on what y'all do, we can kind of go from there if anybody has any questions.
Need to get a motion on the floor first, or?
So I motion to adopt and to go into a contract with CRI to do the staffing audit.
All right. We have a motion by Mr. Piazza. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Second by Mr. Westmoreland. So, yeah, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Amy Verbeen. I'm technically an audit partner with CRI out of our New Orleans practice office. We actually have locations in Mandeville and Metairie. I work out of Mandeville mostly. I do a lot of work. I say I'm in audit. I do a lot of audit for charter schools, other nonprofits, and governments as well. And also a lot of consulting. I've done some consulting most recently with St. Tammany Parish, something a little bit similar to this, where we went in and looked at different departments. They designated what departments we looked at, kind of analyzed. That was specific to their processes and policies. So we looked at their policies, processes, who was doing what, and reported back based on parameters that the parish government had specifically asked us to look at. So we do consulting, we do audit, we do tax, we do forensic accounting, we do litigation support, we do business valuation, lots of different things. Specifically out of the New Orleans office, we have a very robust consulting department out of our New Orleans office and work with a lot of our offices around the country. We are a top 25 firm, and there's a little bit of information there. We are a top 25 firm. Like I said, we've got offices around the country. We do lots of government school-related school boards, charter schools, all over, all around the country. This page here specifically is the fees, just kind of an estimate. I do want to specify that this is an estimate because when you get a project like this, it's really kind of hours-based. It's difficult to give a very specific fee like we typically do with maybe an audit or tax work. We know a little bit more about what's specifically involved in those, whereas a consulting project like like this is more, it's broad, it could take off, or it may be done very quickly. So we do commit always to using the, it's obviously kind of goes, you see there, the classifications. Obviously, if you've got a partner doing work, it's going to cost a little bit more than if we have a senior associate or an associate doing the work. We do try to use our lower level staff as much as possible while making sure that you've got the quality and the experience that we would need to be able to get the work done efficiently and appropriately. So this is just an estimate kind of based on what you guys were looking for. If it changes a little bit, that's fine. You know, these things usually have a little bit of wiggle room, but so this was the rough estimate based on what we knew so far and what you were looking for. The other pages in this, I'll say maybe mini proposal, yeah, if you, yep, perfect. It's just a little, that's the same information with the fees. I just put it in there as well. This next page is just a little bit on our firm, formally founded in 1997. Like I said, around the country, we've got offices around the country. We do work around the country. Top 25 firm, our industries are there. Just to provide a little bit more information and history about our firm. Governance and risk, again, just a little bit about what we do, which we've already talked about a little bit. The next page is actually just a little bit of a bio on me. A lot of what I said, like I said, most recently, kind of working with St. Tammany Parish. I've also worked with NOMA, the New Orleans Military and Maritime Academy, out in Algiers, around New Orleans, lots of charter schools, different things there. So just a little bit about, that was just a page about me. There's a page in there on our family of companies, because like I said, we have a pretty wide breadth of services that we offer. Some of that's done through our family of companies. I'm a few pages below that. It's fine.
I'm being
She's
driven.
trying to have you.
I'm being driven.
That's okay. That's
It's okay.
I wanted to go back and
Where do
see
you want me to
something
go?
I missed, and she was going back.
I
Okay,
was trying to go back so she could see
Amy, a
it.
quick question.
Where
Do
do
you
you want me
have a timeline on how long this process should take, or I know it's,
So that, yeah, so when we started talking about this and when initially with Mr. Piazza, the timeline discussed was that we'll start as soon as we can, and that kind of depends on your start timeline, and be done at least by November or so that if there are any changes or anything that would need to be done, you all would have at least 1 or 2 months to potentially do that before some of the new board members or new superintendent take over. So right now, we're looking at a timeline that is July, August through end of October. If not, I mean, obviously, if we can do it sooner, it would be sooner as well.
And also, I want to point out too, when this process started, I reached out, Miss Amanda reached out to LSBA to give us a list of people who might be able to do this. There was 10 companies that I went through. Maybe 3 of them were responsive, and only a handful of them were local. CRI was very responsive throughout the entire process. They have a lot of background. They've done stuff with our neighboring parish. They've done stuff for us back in 2015 with some of our court cases things. We had to get some audit stuff done. They did a good job there from what I hear and look back at. When looking to do this, and I asked, Mr. Duncan, I hate that he's not here, if this has been done, and he goes, yes, it has usually been done, usually when a new super comes in or a new big board change comes in, so it's not something out of the ordinary. Again, what the hope is that we can give a clean bill of health to the next people coming and say, hey, look, we're staffed correctly like we need to be staffed. If not, they give us recommendations of, hey, maybe you're overstaffed here, you can move them to this area where you're understaffed. They do a good job, this company in particular, with giving us an idea of where we are and what we can do if we need to improve somewhere else. So,
I understand exactly, what you're saying, and that's a good thing, too. However, my concern is, have we given in-house, have we looked at our own first? where, you know, each department, where we can look at each department internally, and if there's something that need to be cut, I mean, clean up first? Have we done that? I mean, have we looked, and the reason why I'm asking the question, because I know that I don't know if we formally did it, but I know that we did mention it to Ms. Steele about doing something similar to that prior to her leaving her position. So,
I wasn't aware of that conversation.
yeah, we did.
Again, she's not here,
Right.
I can't speak on that. All I can tell you is
Yeah.
with it being an outside party, it just gives a non-biased opinion. That's why I chose to look at an outside view, so it's not just internal, and it doesn't, you don't want to say, oh, this person needs to let go, and you're working with that person next door. So I also don't want to put that on the superintendent either.
I get what you're saying, Joey, and I agree with that. But one thing is, just like with anything else, not so much sending it out for bids or whatever, but we should at least have something else to compare this to.
Right, and that's what I was saying. When I looked at it, there was only like 3 or 4 companies that were even doing it, and they're not specialized in this. There's not a lot of specialized companies in looking at staffing. They're looking more of like the financial audits. There's not a lot of firms out there to do this, and Ms. Manna can agree. I mean, had like a list, and some of them was in Arizona, one was in Colorado. There was only like 2 in the entire state, and this is one of them right here. The other one wouldn't return phone calls. When I finally did get a phone call, they do only financial audits, and we got a great team for that. Our financial department's great.
Left any that we currently
I have
used out.
a question
Any
or
that
two
currently
also.
used or
So
left out.
this proposal, how many employees is this based off of? Because one thing that I don't think that we need to go in and investigating is instructional, or people who are facing a classroom student. Now, we have 3,500 plus employees, but we're probably more likely not going school to school to school to school. So that being said, how many employees are you basing this quote off of?
Yeah, the initial discussions were that the school board office itself, the system office, has about 100. And if you can actually see there that initially it's not in that one, sorry. It kind of depends, but we're thinking we'd probably need to interview anywhere from 30 to 60 people. It depends on how the departments are set up, because it makes a difference if you've got 10 people doing the same thing. We don't need to necessarily talk to all 10 people. You know, we can just pick 1 or 2, versus if you've got 2 people, in 2 people each in 10 different departments, then that may be more people. So it's a little bit difficult until we actually get into the detail and know how the departments are set up. But the initial discussion was just school board level employees, not going into the individual schools. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. So I think I'm going to agree that I think that is a good point, Ms. Janice, actually, because and Robin, do we have an objection by anybody? Let me rephrase that question because we can't vote on that. Does anybody feel, I guess, that maybe this should go out for RFP? Mr. Piazza, you've stated that you don't know a lot of companies that are capable of doing this, and if that's the case, this might be the only one that returns the RFP. But, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with the fact that perhaps this does. But that being said, right now we have a motion to approve on the table, so we would have to, change that if we went another route. But
At the discretion of the board. If the board wants to do it, I'll remove the motion. If they want to do an RFP. Look, I'm fine either way. This was the
Okay.
company that I was found. This was the company that I went through. Again, a bunch of them, but again, I'm not opposed either way. It's whatever the board wants to do.
all right. Well, that being said, excuse me.
We could even do a roll call if it fails, and we look at a different option.
Your question?
Second.
Well, I've always been a proponent of doing RFPs. I said that when we had Mr. Henry here a while back about, something for them. So I think that's a great idea. And I also think it would be a better idea that we have Ms. Stilley present to discuss this, and
Okay.
for her to discuss it with her staff, because they may do like Jenna says and do, or maybe they're already doing that.
An internal.
Yeah, they're already trying to figure out.
Joey, would you
what do
be
they need.
okay with taking that motion,
Yeah, I'll
table it,
I'll
and
remove the motion. Absolutely.
and then we can,
And we look at it and
and then decide if we're going to go for RFP and come back?
That being said, I mean, if your motion is withdrawn, we can amend this language and
he's
ask for
saying we had a
administration.
second again.
We have a second again, so
Mr.
we're in the same
Westmoreland
situation.
seconded.
So we all got to go ahead and vote.
Gotcha.
Never mind, Mr.
So we're
Foley.
gonna vote no and then come back? Is that what we're
If
doing?
you, in the past, if
I'm
we've had
already
a
set up,
second,
Ray.
you
Yeah,
can
you can
rescind your
remove a
second.
motion. You
The
can
person
remove-
Can't
rescinds
remove,
their
you
second.
cannot remove a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
You
can rescind
cannot
the
do a
motion.
second.
Okay.
We've always done that, so if we haven't been doing that for 20 years, that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, so look, I'm gonna rescind my
Robert's Rules of
motion.
Law.
Okay.
Not a motion to table.
No.
That's the one you got.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, we're just,
Okay.
somebody
So
can
So he's
rescind
gonna
their
rescind
withdrawing
it.
his motion.
Can't rescind a
Now,
second.
do y'all wanna send this off,
Can't
do y'all
rescind
wanna
second.
get the administration to do a RFQ to see if we can get it, or do y'all wanna table it for another night? What do we want to do here?
The time, what?
Because I know, like I said, the timetable is a big thing
To meet the
too.
timeline you want to meet, an RFP process doesn't cost us a dime, it's just some work.
And
If we
we,
go ahead and we initiate an RFP process, in the meantime, administration wants to bring another recommendation, we can compare that to the RFPs and say, we may be right back to the same determination that this is where the route we want to go, but that gives us both options.
So can I motion to enter into, get administration to do an RFP to find an internal auditing company to survey our staff?
I second that.
Okay.
the only, all right, so our motions are withdrawn, okay? So right now, this says consider approval to enter into a contract, so do we need to amend this language? That's number one.
No, but that's not a
No,
motion.
that's all.
That's not a motion, that's
That's
just
just an agenda item.
I
Yeah.
got you.
So you
So
don't
the
have,
motion is to,
Y'all, I think what Amanda is trying to say is, we've already had a motion and a second, and now we're tabling it. When you table some,
we're not
We're
tabling.
not
we
tabling.
withdrew it.
We're not
withdrew
tabling,
it.
just withdrew the
Robert's
motion.
Rules of Law, if you second, you have to
No,
vote.
you do not.
No.
okay.
Oh,
She's just making sure she's doing it right.
Yeah, you can withdraw it.
Okay. So there is no motion on the table right now. Item I is still in
He
existence.
just made a motion.
No, I just made a
All right.
motion.
I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
To allow administration to put out an RFQ to find a company to do an internal audit on our staffing,
In central office. staff.
central office staffing, sorry, yes, and personnel, yes.
Here's what my actual question is, though. We don't have an action item, and we can't just make a new motion
All right.
when we don't have an action item. So we would need to amend the language from the action item, all vote to approve it, and then we can push
do
it
I have to
forward.
make a new motion?
You see what I'm saying? Right
Yeah,
now,
Gotta be on the agenda.
we have a motion to approve an audit,
I
right?
get what you're saying.
And
yes,
so-
we would have to amend,
We'd have to
Add it to
amend
the
the
agenda.
language,
The language.
allowing for the RFP for administration to enter, or to,
to do that, because you're
Yes.
changing what it is, I
So
get
won't
it.
we just remove this item and ask Miss Amanda to put it on the
Yes.
next agenda? July 7th,
okay, so,
that motion that he
yeah.
just said.
So we're not tabling this item, we're removing this item from the agenda.
Just remove
No
it.
action to be
Just
No
taken.
action needed, we're moving
Yeah.
this item, we're gonna pull this item from the agenda and add
Okay.
it to the next.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all for helping me
You're
walk
welcome.
through it.
Thank you.
And I'm going to brush up on my Robert Rules of Order before the next meeting, too. So, all right. And
for
thank you
your
very much for
information.
coming up. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move to item J, which is consider approval to refer to legal counsel to create employee contracts for principals and supervisors to then be sent to the Personnel Committee for approval.
I'm
Also,
actually-
Mr. Piazza.
I'm gonna pull this agenda item as well. I had conversations with legal counsel and from administration. We're gonna try to look at it from a different point of view. So this item needs to be removed from the agenda.
Righty. I'm going to go to item 5, which is litigation. Miss Amanda, are you good? Caught up? No, that was a whole bunch that just happened.
You're good.
All right. Item A, consider the matter of Julia Naquin, TAPC 260076. And this is going to require us to enter executive session.
Motion to enter executive
We got a motion
session
to,
to enter, to discuss items 5A and 5B.
all right, we have a motion by Mr. Westmoreland.
Second.
Second by Mr. Piazza. Any objection to us entering executive session? Hearing no objection, we will enter. Thank you.
Channel 17, proudly serving the Florida parishes.
Having returned from executive session, do we have a motion for item 5A?
On 5A, we're going to accept the recommendation of the administration.
All right, we have a motion to accept.
Second.
All right, and a second by Mr. Piazza. Do we have any objection? All right, hearing no objection, that motion will carry. On item 5B, consider the case of Helen Kisser versus TPSS. Do we have a motion?
Motion to adopt administration's recommendation and council's recommendations.
All right, we have a motion to accept, again, I think this one was council's recommendation by Mr. Piazza and a second by Mr. Westmoreland. Do we have any objection? Hearing no objection, that motion will carry. And we can move to item 6, which is board acknowledgement. We'll have a volunteer to start first this time. How about we go Miss Richards?
I'm good.
All right. Miss Abrams, anything?
Nope, I'm good.
Mr. Toller's good. Mr. Piazza?
I got one thing. I want to thank Mr. McNeely for going to the Capitol today, talk to the legislator about the situation going on with the MFP and the governor's stipend. We all know that's a major issue. It's being framed as if he's the savior of helping the teachers, and it's not necessarily 100% true because it kind of forces our hands to come up with money that we don't already have. So I want to thank Mr. McNeely for leading that charge for us at Tangipahoa Parish. I know it means a lot to us up here as a board for you going and sitting in those meetings, so thank you so much. And thank our staff who are working really hard over the summer, our maintenance staff for sure. Thank you guys for what y'all do, man. I know it's long hours during the summertime. Thank y'all for what y'all do.
That was true. We all should recognize them. Thank you for saying that. Mr. Moore, do you have anything? Okay. All right. Mr. Minguez?
I'm going to repeat what Joey just said. Thank y'all.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
All right. I'm not going to skip Mr. Westmoreland this time like I did for the last meeting, but you're good? Good. He's good anyway. And I'll just echo what they said as well. I do not believe we have anybody signed up for public comment. Is that correct?
No, sir.
All right. And if there's no public input, we will go ahead and adjourn. Thank you all.